What is going on, everybody? Long time no see. I know it's been over a year since I posted a video. I apologize, but I got a new camera and recently a new car, and I got an exciting trip coming up, so stay tuned and let's catch up. And let's go ahead and start off with the elephant in the room. Boom, new car for the channel. And when I say new, I mean new. I've owned it since April, and it is now January 2024, and I have filmed a good amount of videos on this. And this is the frustrating thing about the channel, guys. My camera, I didn't realize, stopped working on me. Every time I would click record, it would film for about 10 seconds and then stop. So I would do these long 2-3 minute clips, and then I went to go edit them, and I actually filmed a chunk of videos trying to get around to editing them. And then when I finally got to it, all the video footage was jacked up, all of it. So I retired that camera, got a new camera. So I'm back. We got the car, 2008 Laguna Blue Pearl S2000 AP2. We got the AP2 version 3 wheels, very similar to the ones that came on the CR model. Hardtop. This is not a OEM hardtop. They're very, very expensive, but it is a OEM style. Take a quick little peep on the inside. Pretty much stock for the most part. The seats are in really good condition. I actually had to go online to find, I wanted one with a hardtop and I wanted one in this color, and there was only one in the country at the time. And it being a 2008 for me was something I really wanted. I assumed all the issues with the S2000s throughout their production years got, worked out to the later end of its life cycle, which was 2009. But with the Momo steering wheel on here that I pulled off the MR2 Spider, digital gauge cluster was updated a few times throughout its career, if you will. I think this is the last gauge cluster that was on the car. We got cruise control, which is a huge plus. The MR2 Spider did not have cruise control. And it's funny because now I'm introducing the car to you guys on the channel, and it's kind of awkward because I've had it and I've done so much to it. And I'm trying to think, like, okay, we got the gray checkered floor mats. Put those on there. Let's see. We got spoon shift knob. The OEM one is pretty worn out. The OEM floor mats were a little jacked up. That's pretty much it for the interior. Just trying to keep it clean. Got some new tires on it. When I bought the car, the TPMS sensors weren't working, so I got some new sensors put on. What else? Oh, the exhaust. So when I bought the car, it had a NVIDIA, I think Q300 is the model of that exhaust. I absolutely hated the sound. It sounded like, I don't know, a fart can. And I do apologize if I'm offending anybody out there with an S2000 who has that exhaust. Not a fan. So I immediately bought a Burke header back exhaust. This thing's 3 inches, header straight back. Liked it a lot. It sounds amazing. However, the drone is pretty unbearable. And I do daily the car, driving to and from work. The drone got a little old. And with it being catless, straight pipe, the fumes kind of got to me. So ended up putting a HKS high power exhaust on with I think it was a Ballad Sports high flow cat. I think it's 85 millimeters for the high flow cat, stepped up to the 85 millimeter exhaust. So it's a pretty beefy exhaust. Sounds really, really good. No drone, very smooth, and sounds phenomenal. So I'm really loving this setup right now with the HKS exhaust. Got the custom plate on here. I'm trying to think. I mean, other than that, oh yeah, headers. I put aftermarket header on. So I got a PLM race header. So we do have a full exhaust on. So we got a header, high flow catback exhaust. That's kind of like the S2000 starter kit. Throw the exhaust of your flavor on there, and I mean, sounds phenomenal. Power gains. Oh, here we go. Keep forgetting things. Check it out. I'm telling you, I've done a lot to the car, guys. Honda Flash Pro. I tuned it. I did a video on me tuning it. I was out here like a little tuner boy. I had my laptop plugged into the car, all that. And we got a little pre-can tune on there. I want to get it dyno tuned and professionally tuned. I just put one of the few files on there. It's like 2006 plus, tune plus or whatever. Didn't really notice a whole lot of difference. Maybe a little bit of butt dyno. But yeah, I think once we get that locked in, we'll be good to go. Overall, loving this car. And I will say, out of all the cars I've owned, this is by far my favorite, hands down. I enjoy driving this more than my R33 GTR, my Evo 3, my Evo 4, 3000 GT, all the cars I had prior to the channel. This car is an absolute blast to drive. And my first car was an Acura RSX Type S with a K20. So I am familiar with the Honda engines, and I do love Honda products. Another thing that's great about the car, finding OEM parts compared to when I had the Evo 3. Sorry for the Evo 3 guys out there, you know the struggle trying to find things. Battery tie down, car's got a aftermarket, kind of cheesy, I don't even know the brand on it. So I got an OEM, I'll throw that on a little bit later today. Passenger seatbelt would not retract, so I replaced the passenger seatbelt. This is the one that came off. I have the driver's side because the driver's a little slow to retract as well. We're gonna have brand new seatbelts. And then over here, brand new OEM valve cover. And I got the gasket, everything needed for the install. I'm just waiting to do this because I want to check the valve clearance and possibly adjust the valves. I just need a special tool for it, so waiting on that to come in. But yeah, lots of stuff done to the car. I mean, little bits and pieces here and there. The radio cover door was broken, like one of the little clips, so it wouldn't close. Replace that. I mean, it's so easy to get parts for these cars. They're literally Legos and super easy to work on. I replaced the starter on it. I've done a lot to this car, guys. I do apologize. I'm just now introducing it, but absolute blast to drive. If you haven't driven an S2000, find a buddy that's got one. See if he'll flip the keys to you, or just go for a ride in one. They're not the fastest thing in the world, and I think that's a big misconception with the car. A lot of people think S2000s are just so fast because they redline, you know, 82, 8,500 RPMs. It's really not. It doesn't have a lot of torque. It's got some good high-end horsepower. Once you're up in the, you know, in VTEC, you got the VTEC yo. But it's not always about power. It's not always about straight line speed. This car is super nimble, just an absolute blast to drive. So that's the S2000. This thing is going to get the works. It's a marathon, not a sprint for me. I promise this is going to be the channel car for a while. I've got a lot of big plans for it. I think in the near future, we're looking at some coilovers, some aftermarket wheels. Shout out to Koenig, sponsor of mine. Hooked it up with the MR2 Spider. Koenig wheels I had on that, so I'm gonna try to get with them, see if we can work something out for the S2K, and then supercharger. Let me pop the hood. Let me show you what we're working with underneath the hood, and I'll also do a little cold start for you guys. Why not? And there she is, F22C. As you can see, the valve cover, a lot of the paint is kind of chipping off. You can see the header down here. Oh, shout out to PLM header, by the way. When I was looking around for a header for the car. Handful of brands out there, I guess, have fitment issues and it's a complete pain in the butt. I kid you not, I did the exhaust removal. I pulled off the Burke and the OEM header and put the header, high flow cat and catback exhaust all within 2 hours. The header went in super easy. I literally just used my floor jack and jacked up the right side of the car and crawled under there and was able to get the OEM header out super easily and then put this one in. All new hardware from Honda too. All the gaskets, the spring bolts, the nuts, everything, all brand new OEM. Considered swapping out the intake, but a lot of guys on the pages, they swear that the OEM one is the best performing airbox out there, if you will. So we'll see, but I do plan on supercharging it. Now, I know I'm probably gonna take some flack. A lot of guys are gonna be like, no, keep it NA, or no, throw a turbo on there. Hear me out. HKS supercharger, I got the HKS exhaust. The Honda Flash Pro already has HKS tunes on it, like a can tune, to get the car running. From all the research I've done, it's a quick, easy bolt-on, like not a lot of cutting and modifications needed. It's like an all-in-one kit, and it's good for like 100 wheel horsepower. And for me, I think that is the perfect number for this car. Like, I don't need much. I just want a little bit more oomph, just a little bit more, not much, you know, just a tad bit more. And I think the HKS supercharger kit is definitely the way to go for me, and just long-term reliability. I feel like once we throw a turbo on here, the heating issues, and then you're just having to swap out so much stuff, and it's just, I don't know. I've never installed a turbo kit. I've bought majority of my cars factory turbo, and you know, easy to modify a turbo car once they're already turbocharged. As far as installing a turbo kit on an NA car, a little daunting for me. I know I could do it, but I just don't want to have issues, and it being a daily driver, I definitely would need to get another car. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. This is not a next week project, but I already got the header on there, which is supporting mod for the supercharger already. So I'm kind of trying to base the car around, but before I do power, brakes, a little bit of handling, I definitely got to get the car fully dialed in before we go big power. Yep, there's the engine. Phenomenal engine. Chef's kiss. Love it. Name a better 4-cylinder out there. NA 4-cylinder. Y'all are going to flame me in the comments and 4G63, yes, phenomenal engine. I got the SR20, got it. But NA, this thing is money. Money. And also in the new garage, got my little wall of plates up here, and very excited about this. So I've got my two Tokyo 2020 Olympic plates that I had on my Evo 3 in Japan. When I sold the Evo 3, the guy who bought the car begged and pleaded to keep one of the plates. Long story short, he ended up getting rid of the car, and yeah, I got the plate back. So really excited about that. And then shout out Scott Goodman, longtime follower of the channel, hooked it up with a Tasmania plate and some really good candy. Appreciate it, man. And yeah, I got you back. All right, so the thing I wanted to talk to you guys most about is a trip. What's today? Today is January 4th. I am leaving in less than a week to go to Tokyo. Come on now. Going to Tokyo Auto Salon 2024. I haven't been to Tokyo since January of 2020, which was a few months before the whole, you know, everything that happened in 2020. And then I moved from Japan back to Georgia, and Japan was pretty much locked down until last year. So Japan is wide open for travel. I found some really good deals on some tickets, and I'm doing a solo trip to Tokyo. I'm going for 8 days, 7 nights, 8 days, and I've got a full itinerary. Really excited for this trip. I'm dedicating it solely for the channel. It is a straight up YouTube trip. I've got, I think as of now, 15, 16 videos already kind of mapped out from the night I land to the day I leave, and more to come. So that said, guys, I'm gonna wrap this one up. It's been good getting behind the camera again. I promise I won't take another year-long plus hiatus. And if I don't see you guys, I don't know if I'm gonna have time to film another video from now till I leave. I'll see you in Tokyo. So hit that like button, comment down below. Let me know what you guys want me to check out in Tokyo. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace. Oh, and bonus footage. I almost forgot. I owe you guys a cold start.